Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Rob. You guys, we're adding a new deck to the collection. This is not only going to be a new deck for the collection, but it's also going to be a new deck for everybody. This deck, you guys, is coming out November 25, 2025. And so it's coming out soon, and it looks like it's going to be a very promising deck, you guys. This one in particular is by Blue Angel, but will be distributed by Llewellyn in the United States. And you can look, it is the Soul Reflections Tarot, you guys. I am so excited about it. It's supposed to be about self-reflection and how we can find out more about ourselves by looking inside of us. And so it looks like it's very promising, you guys. The artist of this deck is Sunshine Connolly, and the artwork is by Anna Novaes. So this is the front of the box, you guys. This is the back of the box, and you can, of course, pause your device and take a look at that. This deck encourages you to observe emotions, experiences, and patterns as opportunities for transformation. Each card brings you closer to your truest self, unlocking the power to release what no longer serves you. You see, I find that so interesting because it really is going within ourselves, and it's really talking about what we need to change within us. And there may be things in here that we don't want to face, right? So I'm hoping that this deck is really going to make me dig in there, sort of like an onion, taking out layer by layer until I get to the meaning of what's happening. So I found it really, really interesting. So when Llewellyn asked me to do a review for this deck, I agreed automatically because I thought, this looks really, really interesting. So let's look at it. This is what is inside of the box, and we are getting a really nice book with it. So this is the book, and the book has over 280 pages, you guys. Beautiful paper. Really cool artwork, it looks like. Here's the contents. Welcome the tarot, using the cards, reflection questions, card meanings, about the author, about the artist. And then it goes into the major arcana and then the minor arcana, you guys. And so here's that welcome, and you can pause your device and read that, of course, if you like. And then it continues here on this page. The pictures look so interesting and so pretty. It looks a little bit of a feminine deck. I cannot confirm that immediately, but from what I've seen a lot of female figures in here. So here's the moon, for example. So you can pause your device and read that if you like. And then it continues here. And of course, it has a reversed meaning. So already we know that it can be read in reverse. Here's the sun, of course. And so you can take a read at that if you like as well. So that's the book, you guys. Really nice. It has that sort of rose petal feeling here on the front and on the back. Cardstock is really nice on this book. It's sort of on the shiny side. It gives you a sample of the card here, and so that makes it easier for people to find the card that they're looking for. Here's the inside of the box and how the cards come. So they come with this piece of cloth here that allows you to pull the book and the cards out. And here inside of the box, it reads, "You are the seer and the seen." Let's take this out and let's talk about cardstock. Cardstock is really nice. Yay. Once again, robust. It is elegant. It also feels rose petal, but not too rose petal-like. Size looks like it's a pretty good size, so regular size. I would say they might be a little bit smaller, but still a good size. This is what the back of the card looks like, you guys. So they are totally reversible, like we saw on the book. And they're not gilded, so they are a bit chunky, but they feel really, really nice. And here are the cards. Let's take a journey together, you guys, through the Soul Reflections Tarot. Here's our Fool. And it looks like there's a wording here on the top and wording on the bottom. So let's see what it says. New beginnings, taking risks, freedom, innocence, new path, spontaneity, opportunities. And if we turn it around, it says fear of change, insecurity, indecision, immature behavior, irresponsibility, and resistance. So it's giving us the meaning for upside down and right side up, you guys. So I guess it could be like a beginner's deck as well. I didn't know that. And if you don't mind, I personally like when I get keywords on my cards. Not always, of course, but I like it. I've heard many people say that they don't like it because it distracts them and they think that it's not, for some reason they don't like it. I personally don't mind it. I don't want that all of my decks have them, but I do like it when once in a while some of my decks have it. And so I also think that it's good for the seekers so they can take a look at the meanings if they like. And so it has its pros and it has its cons, right? Like everything in life. But this is the Fool, you guys. Here's the Magician. Very pretty. I like the dark colors in it. It's not very colorful so far. And I believe that it's going to stay like that. This is the High Priestess. Very, very pretty. Artwork is really beautiful. Here's the Empress. Creation, fertility, support, caretaking, divine feminine, abundance, nurturing, and luxury. Here is our Emperor. I like that. Look how that ball is shining on his hand, right? And that object as well is really shining with all that darkness there. Here we have the Hierophant. Wow. She's pretty fierce. She looks like she's wearing a kimono. This is the Lovers. Very pretty. Oh, I like it, you guys. I like the colors of it. This is the Chariot, and she's not riding her horses. She is actually taking care of her horses at the moment and bonding with them. How beautiful. So this one reads determination, control, willpower, movement, victory, progress, and direction. This is very, very pretty. And of course, it has the meaning as a reversed. There is the Strength card, and she's carrying her young lion. This looks like a young lion, and she also looks like she's young herself. This is the Hermit. Very pretty Hermit. So do you see that they have a frame around them? But it really doesn't bother me that much because the frame is the same color as the background of the card. So it's like all black. So it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't take away too much from the actual card. So I'm okay with that frame, you guys. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This is Justice. And I love the two eyes here. It looks like they're crying. There's the moon there. Very, very pretty. This is the Hanged Woman. It's not a hanged man, it's a hanged woman. And it says surrender, let go, sacrifice, patience, perspective, new insights, pause, and contemplation. So you guys, this deck is like the men in the mirror, right? It's for us to be meant. It's for us to actually look at ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves that question within us. What's going on inside of us? And so that's what they're trying to convey here. This is the Death card. This is Temperance. What a pretty Temperance. Look, she's got that exchange of liquids coming up, but she has one from the top to the bottom. It almost looks like magic, right? What she's doing, and she's doing it to the moonlight. There's the Devil. Interesting Devil. No face, but you see two figures there. So very, very interesting. A lot to look at here with this Devil card. Ooh, look at that Tower card. Sudden change, disaster, upheaval, destruction, chaos, divine intervention, and revelation, you guys. It looks like it's just on fire. So there's fire coming out of the windows and fire coming out of the door. And I really like the dark colors. This is the Star. She's very, very pretty. This is the moon, and the moon is crying a river. Look at that. I wonder why the moon is crying so much. Here's the sun. This is judgment. This is the world. This is a very RWS picture, as you can see, you guys. And now we step into the minor arcana, and we begin with the cups. This one is the Ace of Cups, very pretty. This one is the Two of Cups. This is the Three of Cups. That's an interesting picture. What is it that they're doing? This is the Four of Cups. Also a very nice picture. I really like the artwork on this deck. I think it's subtle. I think it's serious, but at the same time, it's sort of romantic. I don't know if you're seeing. Let me know what you think of this deck, you guys. Do you think this is a deck you're going to want to get? Because it hasn't even come out yet. This is the Five of Cups. That's a really cool Five of Cups. Disappointment, grief, sorrow, turmoil, defeat, regret, failure, hardship. This is the Six of Cups, and that's a very RWS kind of Six of Cups. This is the Seven of Cups, very pretty. This is the Eight of Cups. Oh yeah, it looks like total regret. That's a very RWS picture. This is the Nine of Cups, and as you can see, there's a chain around the hands, and the hands have gloves on them. So even though it says satisfaction, happiness, pleasure, gratitude, abundance, wishes granted, it still feels like maybe she's not satisfied. It feels like it's just too much, and maybe she feels like she's chained up. This is the Ten of Cups, and that's a very, very familiar Ten of Cups, as you can see. This is the Page of Cups. This is the Knight of Cups, and you see the horse and you see the cup. Very, very pretty. This is the Queen of Cups. We don't really see her face, but we see her facing the other way with her crown. And this is the King of Cups. We also don't see his face, but we see that he's there. He's holding the crown. And now we step into the Pentacles, and this is the Ace of Pentacles. This is the Two of Pentacles. It's a 1920s sort of an Art Deco picture. Here we have the Three of Pentacles, and we see them sort of working together, right? Cooperation. Now we have the Four of Pentacles, possessiveness, security, control. So she's totally laying on that pentacle, right? And so, but it looks like maybe she's doing some sort of a stretching exercise. This is the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, it looks like it's cold. It looks like they are without a home at the moment. Yeah. This is the Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving. This is the Seven of Pentacles, you guys. And that's perseverance, patience, investment, hard work, harvest, reward. So this is the Eight of Pentacles. I really like the colors. I really love the fact that there's only like maybe 4 or 5 different colors on this deck. There's really not that much, or there's really not that many colors, but once in a while you get a bright sort of a background, and it just gives you an idea of what we're talking about. So this is the Ten of Pentacles, and it looks like a Ten of Pentacles. There's a lot of joy going on. This is the Page of Pentacles, you guys. Very, very pretty drawings. I know I've said this many times already throughout the video, but I'm so into the drawings. I'm so into this I'm very much into this artwork. So this is really wonderful. Knight of Pentacles. Here's the Queen of Pentacles, and once again, we don't see her face, but we see that she's the Queen of Pentacles, right? And she's generous, she's nature, and she's practical, comfort, abundance, resourcefulness, and prosperity. There's our King of Pentacles, and we see him, but he's looking the other way. Here's the Ace of Swords, you guys. So we're stepping into the swords now. This is the Two of Swords. Very, very cool Two of Swords. I really like this. And most of the times we see a woman as a Two of Swords. Here we see a man as the Two of Swords, or at least what looks like a man. And I like it. It's a nice twist. There's that moon there on the top. There's the Three of Swords, and what a classic Three of Swords. There's the Four of Swords, and she needs rest. She needs contemplation, solitude, and healing. She needs to recharge. And so she's laying there. There's the rabbits jumping on top of her, but that's her counting the rabbits, hoping that she can fall asleep. So she's also having problems falling asleep. There's the Five of Swords. What a beautiful Five of Swords with that rain coming down. And then you have the swords behind his back. That looks just gorgeous. What a beautiful, beautiful pick. This is the Six of Swords. And she's sailing to calmer waters. This is the Seven of Swords, and it looks like he is just not letting those go. It looks like, you know, deception, strategy, cunning, secrecy, dishonesty, manipulation, evasion, and protect. There's the Eight of Swords, feeling trapped and feeling isolated. There is that anxiety, fear, nightmares, and guilt with that Nine of Swords, right? You see that she's trying to sleep, but you see that she's awake. She's got insomnia going on. It's that sort of a card. And here's our Ten of Swords, a very typical Ten of Swords, something that we're all very used to, at least those of us that are familiar with the RWS. This is, you know, that betrayal, that pain, that ending, that loss, that rock bottom. Ten of Swords, you guys. Now we have the Page of Swords. Very pretty with the monarch flies here. This is the Knight of Swords. Once again, there's that monarch fly there. There's that monarch butterfly there. And maybe some of you know, maybe some of you don't know, but I am a complete fan of butterflies. So if you write to me, you'll see that at the end of my comment or my response to you, there'll be a butterfly, because I like them. I love butterflies, so it's one of my favorite things. There's the Queen of Swords, and once again, there is really no queen. There's the King of Swords. There's really no king, but there is the crown there with the butterfly. And we finally step into the Ace of Wands. This one is the Two of Wands, you guys, and she's holding the world there, it looks like, and so she's wondering what she's going to do next. This one is the Three of Wands, progress, exploration, anticipation, growth, and so it looks like she's done the work, but she looks like she's maybe meditating about it. This is the Four of Wands, you guys, and so community, harmony, abundance. There is the Five of Wands, and this one always depicts some sort of a conflict. And so now you know that the number fives in the tarot is usually, you know, that middle point where we go from one stage of our lives into another stage, right? And so, but the number five and that transition is most of the times a bit of a conflict. And so this is the Five of Wands, and that is struggle, as many of us know. And this one is Six of Wands, you guys. She's successful there, but she looks like she's sleeping. So this is the Seven of Wands, and she's saying, you know, don't go any further. This is my boundary, my protection. This is my challenge. This is the Eight of Wands, rapid movement, right? News coming, suck, suck, suck. Nine of Wands. There's that Ten of Wands, and you know, it's that responsibility and that overload that he's feeling there. You guys, I'm getting such clear images here. I'm getting that this is a very clear deck. I'm getting that this is a chatty deck, but also a very direct deck. A deck that's going to tell us exactly what we need to hear, whether we like it or not. This is the Page of Wands. This is the Knight of Wands. And here we have our Queen of Wands. Look, she's very pretty. There's the gecko there resting on her shoulder. And here we have the King of Wands, you guys. Another gecko there. If we shuffle these cards, it shuffles pretty well. Now, remember, this is a new deck. So at the beginning, the cards can be a little bit stiff, but the more we use them, the better they get. This is wonderful cardstock coming from me. You guys know how picky I am about cardstock. And this cardstock is absolutely wonderful. I like it very much. And if we do a spread with this deck, what do we get? Well, like I said, they are a bit stiff at the moment because they haven't really been used. But you guys, this is an amazing deck. I am so happy that this deck is in my collection. I'm going to start using this deck right away. Not only for myself, but I'm also going to integrate this deck into my practice. And I can totally see myself doing 15, 16, 17, 18 card spreads with this deck. Some people may think, it looks more like a shadow deck. It doesn't look like a shadow deck all the way to me. You can do shadow deck with this. You can do shadow work with this, but I can also do a full spread with this deck. This is a wonderful deck. I'm so glad I got it. Now, don't forget, you guys, this deck comes out November 25th, 2025. This is the Soul Reflections. It will be distributed by Llewellyn. It is by Blue Angel. And yeah, you guys, I love this deck. I'm so glad it's in the collection. You guys, subscribe to the channel if you like. I really appreciate if you do. Let me know what your comments are. Do you plan to get this deck? Is this something that interests you? Let me know. I would love to find out. You guys, and with that, let me say, as I always say, until the next time.